Well, speaking of this all-important vote, if you look at how investors are trading ahead of it, you can see red on your screens, the Dow closing lower. In his final rallying call, the British party leader in favor of leaving the EU branded the vote a contest between the people and the establishment.
Tomorrow we can vote for real change. Tomorrow we can vote to put power back in the hands of people. We can vote to take control of our country back. We can vote to get our borders back. We can vote to get our pride and self-respect as a nation and in who we are as a people back. I want us tomorrow to vote for Britain to become independent.
Former media tycoon who is in favor of the UK leaving the EU, with me now, Lord Conrad Black. It is great to see you, sir. Thank you for the time. So you used to control the company that published the Daily Telegraph in the UK. What do you make of the coverage? I just want to ask you that from a media perspective.
I haven't specifically looked much at that paper, but it's been divided. You know, the press, as always on a subject like this, is divided, and they've given a full airing to what is a vigorous controversy. I mean, obviously, it's a terribly important issue for Britain and important for other countries as well.
It is, in fact, and you are in favor, just so we're clear for our viewers and this conversation, for the UK.
I'm in favor of a vote to leave. I'm in favor of a vote to leave, but Deirdre, the European Treaty provides that in the event of a vote to leave, that begins a 2-year period of negotiation. I think the terrible mistake that the Prime Minister, David Cameron, made was coming back from Brussels with such a piffle and absolutely contemptible pseudo-agreement that offered nothing at all to those who are really concerned about over-regulation and domineering in minute affairs from Brussels. What he should have done, if that was the best he could do, is come back and say, I am setting myself at the head of the leave vote because I want a mandate to negotiate a stronger deal for Britain. Pretty much what the former senator said just ahead of me here. If the vote is to leave, that's what you will get. You won't get Britain, as many people think, just simply walking out of Europe tomorrow and slamming the door behind them. That's not going to happen.
I think that's a great point to make. This is the beginning of a potential negotiation, and whatever is decided could be a 2-year minimum process. But let me ask you, because David Cameron is from the Conservative Party, so he is taking so much criticism from both sides, in fact. Is that going to affect the outcome?
The criticism of Cameron personally?
Yeah, just from inside the Conservative
I think it will.
Party.
Yeah, I mean, he won his majority last year and looked set to have a very good term. And I think he made a terrible mistake. Even if he limps back in with a hair's breadth margin to remain, it is not going to be like falling off a log to rebuild his credibility. As you know, in that system, you have to command the majority in the House of Commons, and if you don't, you're out. It's not like electing a president in the United States who will serve 4 years unless there's a health problem or a terrible ethical crisis. And half the Conservative MPs are against their own leader on this issue.
Right,
so I'd say his position is very delicate.
So let me ask you, Conrad, going back to the fact that you ran a media empire. So this is a question for you as a business person. Many people are saying that, let's just use banking, for example. If the UK leaves, all the major European banks will pull their headquarters out of London. That's going to hurt London because there's just as many arguments on the side to stay that deal with the economy. But clearly, you think those are faulty.
Yes, Switzerland is not in, and it's still a banking center. As I say, there'll be a 2-year negotiating period, and Britain will not do anything that does serious financial damage to them, and they will certainly not do anything to put in doubt London's status as a great international worldwide financial center. And the scare campaign that has been run to the country is simply bunk. It's the sort of thing you get in elections and referendums, but it's bunk. And as you know, let's face it, in the election campaign now underway in the United States, a great deal of what the
There's a lot of similar
principal
themes.
Parties say is bunk. It's quite entertaining, a lot of it, but it isn't serious.
It's good for selling newspapers, but worth taking with a grain of salt. I hear what you're saying. I appreciate it, as always.
You get the votes whatever way you can, you know.
That's right. Thank you, sir. Former media tycoon Lord Conrad Black, always pleased to have the conversation with you. Monitor the markets, fallout. We will be doing it. We have full day coverage. We are going to be with you on this subject all day tomorrow on Fox Business.